Hey guys, Silly Ninja here for part 50. Holy shit, part 50 is finally here. First off, it isn't an hour long, and I'll tell you for why. This is going to literally take me, I think it's going to take me 12 hours to upload. So if I went for an hour-long video, it would literally take me a full day. Now, I'm not really up for uploading for 24 hours, so I'm afraid I've only made it half an hour long, but I hope you guys are happy with half an hour long. It is an extra long episode, and not only is it part 50 of this series, it's also my 200th video. So this is just freaking celebrations all round, isn't it? This is insane. It's actually also a very good time to have a part 50 because last episode, as you know, we ended the season. We finished third, I think. And so now this is the new season. I've been getting offers left, right and centre. I've made an offer for Raphael and I think Alabar so far. I've got offers for Kasami and Royce, as you saw, but Royce I put up to a ridiculous amount because I don't want to get rid of him. Alabar, they didn't accept my offer, so I put it up a little bit more. Alabar's a fantastic left back. Also, I can't remember who left me a comment, sorry, saying sign a guy who's a right back. I've already recorded a lot of this stuff, which is what I'm going to change for if I do another series of FIFA Career Mode. As soon as it gets to like January, I'm not going to sign anyone. I'm not even going to play until I've uploaded up until like January the 1st, so that you could put things in the comments and then I'll actually sign who you say is good, because I haven't really done that. I've just gone on like a recording spree and recorded like 12 hours worth of stuff, and I can't really sign anybody because I've already spent all the money on players that I've bought. So I'll make it more interactive. Even next January I can do it for the January transfer if I have any money. I could do it for there, but the Alabar offer was accepted, which is absolutely fantastic. So we all we need to do now is get the contract settled, and we're all done with that. We get an offer for David Stockdale, who is our reserve goalkeeper. He's I don't really like him, but he, you know, if Leno gets injured, that's what I've got to be thinking of, because if he does, I'm fucked if I don't have him. But some fantastic youth players coming through. I've got this guy called Donadello, who's got a potential of 94. Scalisi, who's got a potential of 92. Absolutely unbelievable potential. If they actually live up to that, it's going to be ridiculous. But we've signed David Alabar, which is, to me is a very good signing. We've also signed Raphael, which again, I signed Raphael for a couple of reasons. Excuse me. One, that I wanted to take him away from Manchester United. He was so good at Man U. Honestly, he was the only reason why I didn't beat Man U more often. Because he just controlled Insigne like it was a joke. It was unreal. His pace was just ridiculous. He had good strength. He was just a little annoyance all the time. And when I first signed him, in the first few games that I played with him, that he wasn't playing as I hoped he would. He was sort of, I don't know, maybe he wasn't comfortable with the team, maybe he wasn't settled in yet, but he just didn't click at first. It took him a long time to actually get to the point where I'd say, yes, that was a good signing, it was a good use of my money. So, don't expect amazing performances from him straight away, but again, a fantastic scout report. Lee Obiang, some other people that had 94 potential, 89%. I think the lowest here was like an 83 potential, which is just unbelievable. That amount of youth coming through my squad is going to be just destructive. If I keep going with this series till, like, you know, excuse me, I've got something in my throat. Well, hey, if I keep going through this to like season like 10 or something, these youth players will be just stupidly good. Like, if they keep just growing and growing and growing, because it's not just going to stop at these players. I'm going to sign even better youth players, and better and better and better. So when the, like, you know, the Neymars and the Messis and the Ronaldos of the world have sort of retired, these are the players that will take their stead. So yeah, it's fantastic that we're signing them. We also get an offer from Real Madrid for Lorenzo Insigne for 40 million. Now this is what happened with El Shaarawy. I got an offer way over his value, the player's value. And so I was thinking, right, okay, this could actually be a deal. I could actually sell Insigne, because Insigne, he is good. He is extremely quick. I think he was top of the assist pile last year. I think he had like a ridiculous, like 20 assists or something ridiculous. For a striker, that's ridiculous. But I don't know. He's just a slightly off that brilliance. Like, you know those 90 overall players that just play just differently. It's something. There's just something missing from his game. I don't know whether it's something in the stats, but whatever. But Real Madrid came back, not agreeing a 60 million, but 54, which is just a lot of money. 54 million pounds. We can invest that in a lot of players, or youth, or both, in fact. We get an offer for Fagner, but I don't want to get rid of him because he'll be a nice replacement for Raphael when when he's tired, and then Raphael will be a nice replacement for when Fagner's tired. So it's nice to see. But there you go. Insigne, he's been getting interest from around the world, and Real Madrid have won the chase. They've offered me £57 million for Lorenzo Insigne, and there we are. We have £48.5 million to spend. And we also get an offer for Sven Bender, but I wasn't interested in getting rid of him. He is Mr. Fulham. I think he was my first signing. Sven Bender was my first signing, I believe. And then it was Insigne was my second. So Sven Bender's the only one really left from my first season, because I signed Subotic, Sven Bender, and Insigne, I believe. And Insigne is gone. Subotic is gone, so Sven Bender's left. So to replace Insigne, I was looking at 3 players. Gareth Bale was the first one. Brilliant player. Look at those stats. Just beautiful. He's 26. Hitting his prime right now, I'd say. I'm surprised he's still at Tottenham, to be honest. The other player I was going to look at was Neymar, of course. He always gets a look in when you've got this sort of money to spend. He's 23. 87 overall. Those stats are just unreal. They're just unreal. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous stats. I'd say actually better than Gareth Bale. And then the third player that I was going to be looking at was Eden Hazard. Now again, Hazard is 23, I think. 24 now. He's 24, but his stats. Oh my god, those stats though. Those stats. And I decided to go with Eden Hazard. Now the reasoning behind this was that Neymar was more of a left winger, like an all-out left winger. And I don't really need a left winger because I was going to change my formation to like a 4-3-3 or a 4-1-2-1-2. Either or, I wasn't really decided yet. But Neymar is a winger. He is an all-out winger. Gareth Bale, he can play centre-attacking mid. He can even play up front. But I'll just say, the offer was accepted first time, which is absolutely fantastic, so I just gave him what he wanted, because I really wanted to sign Eden Hazard as a fantastic player. But Gareth Bale can, oh for God's sake, they're also pitting us for the title this year, which is massive. They think we can win the league. That's huge. It's brilliant for us, a brilliant confidence booster. But Eden Hazard is accepted. So now we put Eden Hazard into our team. What a fantastic signing, in my opinion. That is a huge signing. I then go on to look at free agents, so now I can talk about the thing again. Right, so Gareth Bale, he can play centre-attacking mid, but he's been playing left-back for the past, 6 years. So, 6 years, 4 years. So whether he can adjust to playing centre-attacking mid is That's difficult. I've also played with Gareth Bale before, and although he is fun, I don't know, he isn't amazing, and I think Eden Hazard will be that amazing player. Eden Hazard has been ripping up the league for ages and ages. It's been the best players in the league, really, of the past 3 years have been El Shaarawy, Insigne and Hazard. He has been doing fantastic work at Chelsea, and Chelsea aren't a very good team. So yeah, I think Hazard will be an absolutely fantastic player, and it will also be interesting to see what Chelsea do without him, because as I've said, he is their key player. But £35 million is a lot to spend on, so it'll be interesting to see what they do. We were looking at some free agents. One of them had 5-star skill moves and 5-star weak foot. which is really amazing. And there was a centre-back that had really good strength, but he's actually 5'4". It's really weird playing with him. He's 5'4", and he has the strength of a fucking tractor. It's unbelievable. It's really, really weird. You'll see him play, and he literally is tiny. It's so strange. But we signed both of those players for free, which is good. So even if we sell them on, it's a nice little, tidy little bit of profit for us to spend on bigger and better players. Or if they grow to even better players, then that'll be fantastic. We're also looking to sign Felipe Quesado because my team is very reliant on pace, and if that's not working, then I'll need strength. So he's on the target now. I do apologise. I did miss out the first 2 games, which was a Stoke game and a FC Zurich game. Now, the Stoke game, I won 1-0, I believe, and the Zurich game, I drew 1-1 away from home, I believe. So, that's not a fantastic result. But Zurich are so good. They're literally the toughest team I've ever played. I'm not even kidding. Barcelona are easier. Last year, Barcelona were way, way easier. So, I'm just going to skip to the Manchester City game. Not intentionally, this was a recording issue. I am very sorry, but yeah, if my recording fucked up. So we have missed out those 2 games. But Manchester City, a very tough game for us. This is a real test to see how well our team's doing. Wanyama did very well to get around Clichy there. He then cuts back inside. He passes it to Eden Hazard, but it's such a delicate little pass. And a simple tap in for Eden Hazard. They're the sort of goals that I love. Like 40-yard screamers are great and all, but though it's just that pass there is just beautiful. Beating the offside trap, beating every single defender, and then just a simple tap in. That was glorious. And then in the 27th minute, Pato got a lovely ball over the top. He beats Company for strength, has a shot, but Joe Hart saves it. And then Hazard does a fantastic little scissor kick turn to score the second goal in the 28th minute. So that's absolutely fantastic. 2-0 up against Manchester City. Manchester City are going to be one of our biggest rivals this year, including Chelsea and Manchester United, of course. A really good shot at the end by David Silva, but I didn't even concede. And this was at home, yes, but it was against Manchester City, who have Modric, Silva, Tevez, you know, all these fantastic Aguero, all these fantastic players that could easily have scored goals. But Hazard got a 9.3 in that game, which is absolutely fantastic. 2-0 against Man City. Brilliant result. So Quesado, as I said, I decided to make an offer here. I didn't make an offer before, I was just looking at him. So I decided to go ahead with the deal. I offered him 6 million. Now some of you may be thinking that he's not a very good player, and admittedly he isn't amazing, but he'd be a very good replacement and useful tactically. So Lokomotiv Moscow weren't happy with the 6 million bid, so I upped it to 6.5. I feel like I'm going to sneeze, which is really annoying. They still weren't happy, and they wanted to 7.5 million, so I upped it to 6.9. I was thinking, right, okay, I don't really want to go over this because that's a fair chunk of money for a player that I don't really want, if you see what I mean. He has scored in the Champions League, so that's nice. He scored 1 goal, so it's proven that he can score. This is where I struggle with players like this, is in the contract, because I don't know whether to say whether they'll actually be a squad rotation, or risk saying that they'll be an important first team player, even though they won't be. Because it's difficult. Will they sign to be a squad rotation? But if they do sign, I don't play them, they'll get annoyed. So it's difficult to weigh it up. But our next game was against Zurich. As I said, our first leg was 1-1. So all we need to do here was score 1 goal, or win by 1-0, and that'll be fantastic. And we'll be going through. But Zurich, so good. They're so good. Leno again spilling it, not playing very well. So one of you suggested signing to Steigen, which is a good call, and I would, but I've spent all my money, so he hasn't been doing that badly. A fantastic ball from Royce though, and Pato smashed it into the back of the net to make it 1-0. But ter Stegen is a very good goalkeeper. Apparently, I've never really played with him, but apparently he's really good. But he's not at the top of my priorities at the moment. I mean, you know, Leno hasn't been doing brilliantly, but he's not been piss poor. I don't used to replace him, he's just been in a bit of poor form for the last few months. So fantastic pace from Pato, and then it cuts inside of one defender, passes to Royce, and then Royce scores in the 45th minute to put us ahead. So now it's 3-2 on aggregate, I believe now, which is absolutely fantastic. Zurich, so tough. I can't emphasise how difficult they were. The amount of rage I had, it was stupid. I don't understand why they were so good. They weren't even a good team. I didn't get it, but a lovely counter-attack. It falls to Hazard. Royce puts the burners on and paces past the defence and then smashes into the back of the net to make it 3-1. Pretty much securing our position now. Means we're 2 ahead, which means we're going to be going into the group stage, which is fantastic. The group stage was actually easier than this, having thought about it, which is weird, but a very poorly timed tackle from Callis. Not sure what he was trying to do there, but I think he thought he could get the ball before the player, and he didn't, and so it was a penalty. It was a penalty. I was surprised he didn't get sent off. Made some substitutions beforehand, but they do get a penalty. If I could save this, it would be absolutely massive, but Leno goes the right way but cannot reach it. It's a fantastic penalty right into the far corner, but that is how the game ended. So 3-2, pretty good result, I'd say. That's a pretty good result. I mean, we're through, that's the important thing. Yes, we could have won by more. Yes, we could have obliterated them, but we didn't. I don't know why I said Callis was up front then, that was a bit weird. But we do go through into the group stages of the Champions League. Caicedo accepts our contract, so we've got Caicedo now. So our signings this year have been the 2 or 3 freebies, Hazard and Caicedo. I think they're good signings. Our team's starting to form what I'd want them to form. My youth players will be enforcing that. But it's getting there. It's getting to that ultimate team that cannot be beaten sort of thing. But yeah, it's going to be tough to get to that point. I don't even know whether I will get to that point. I did it in FIFA 2005. That's a fantastic goal from Patos. Just glides it into the top corner, and he was under pressure from the defence. But I did it in FIFA 2005, and I formed as in 92 minimum overall in every position. It was so ridiculous. I won every game easily. But that's how the game ended against Ipswich. Was that the Premier League? I think it was the Premier League. It was away from home as well, so good result for us. A 1-0 win. We've always struggled against the lower teams, so it's good to see that we're starting to win against them. If we can win against them and beat the big teams like we usually can, then there's no doubt we will win the league this season. But it's just whether we can do that all the way through the season. We've got the Capital One Cup next against Bradford. I can't remember if I sim that or not, because I don't know whether I should be going for the triple or not this year. Or if I should just, I don't know, whether I should just concentrate on the double, the Champions League and the Premier League. But I'm just looking at my youth here. Donadell, that Donadell guy, he is going to be absolutely unbelievable. If he lives up to his potential, I think he will be absolutely ridiculous. So I decided to rest a lot of my players, and we get knocked out, so it doesn't matter even if we wanted to win the triple. We can't. We lost. But our 4'1" centre-back has been injured with a metatarsal, so that's a horrible injury. But we do have an international break now. I've sort of left out the Germany friendlies and qualifiers because we've already qualified and the friendlies are dull, so I just literally sim both these games. We beat Sweden 3-2, which is a good result for us, and I try and sort out the team. What I do is, because I'm a cheap manager, I try to rest my own players because I'm a bit of a dick like that. So Royce and Badstuber don't always play every game, and Sven Bender don't always play every game because I want them for the league. I think that's illegal if I did that in real life, but you know, this isn't real life, okay? This is why I need to rest Royce in that, because I've got Manchester United after this international break, which is an absolutely huge game. If Royce has been playing every single game for 90 minutes, which I think he has, he's not going to be fully fit for this game, and I need him for this game. It's going to concentrate on Raphael, obviously, because he's playing against his old club. Raphael doesn't look anything like that, though. Why is he like... He doesn't look anything like that. I don't understand why they've made him look like that. But this is always going to be a tough game, even if it is at home. A fantastic ball from Emma and EK, and then some weird defending from Wanyama. Leno spilled it again, making a habit of it, which is not good. But Manchester United are absolutely deadly from corners. Absolutely deadly. A fantastic whipped in corner from Valencia. It then gets headed onto Kadira, who dives for the ball. to make it 1-0 in the 28th minute, but we are a pace-abusing team. Royce gets past, I don't know who that is, he puts a lovely ball over the top to Hazard. Hazard's through, and Hazard's always going to finish that in the 30th minute, so they're only in the lead for a few moments, and then we took the lead back to 1-0. It's big that we have to beat these teams early on before they gather momentum. We need to gather momentum ourselves so that we can win the league, really. I mean, simple as that, isn't it, really? So all we need to do is win the league. What's the famous quote that Bobby Robson made? If we play like that every game, we'll get somewhat consistent. She's fantastic. But a brilliant goal from Sami Khedira. Don't know where he's gotten this composure from, but a cheeky little chip over Leno to make it 2-1 to Man U. And we were always on the back foot from here on in. But then going and getting forward, using that fantastic engine trait that he's got, and then finding Hazard. And Hazard puts a fantastic power behind that header without even moving his neck. I don't even know how he's managed that, but fantastic goal from him. He's done really well to score that. He's not well known for his heading, but he managed to put that away with proficiency. So that game ended 2-2. Tricky game. I wasn't expecting a win, so it's nice that you know, we got the win. And then another recording issue. I think that actually this was a rendering issue. It missed out some of the Everton game, but that was the first goal of the game, so Hazard scored, which is nice to put us 1-0 up. And in the 23rd minute, Royce puts a beautiful ball to Pato. Absolutely fantastic. Pato cuts inside, I imagine. I don't know, goes round Leighton Baines and then just smashes it into the back of the net. Typical Pato goal, really. Not really that much of a surprise that he scored that. Fantastic goal. Pato's becoming just unreal. Hazard becomes even better soon, if you can believe that. Hazard becomes the carry of this team. And then another rendering problem. This video has been a real nightmare to frickin' edit, render, and frickin' record for, because it's just been going black the whole time. You did miss that goal in real time, but you will see it in the replay. Royce scored in the 71st minute. A fantastic ball over the top from Sven Bender. Royce finds himself into space and smashes it into the top left-hand corner. So that makes it 3-0, and that is how the game ended, I believe. Or maybe not. Maybe they'd go on to score. Hopefully not. But either way, this is a fantastic result for us. A 3-0 win against Everton. I really need a drink right now. I should have got a drink before recording. Actually, I'm going to go get a drink, and I'll see you in a second. Sorry about that, guys. Forgot how long this episode was going to be. So I've got a glass of water here, just in case I need to have a sip. So if you hear me sipping from a cup, that's why, because my voice will go croaky if I don't drink right now. My mouth is so dry from talking. But anyway, a good result against Everton, and then some more unbelievable youth players are joining my youths team, which is it's getting stupid now, to be honest. It's getting absolutely ridiculous, the amount of players that I'm going to be having coming through my youth right now. It's going to be crazy. The team that, hang on, right, let's think about this. If all of these players live up to their potential of 92, 94 overall, I'm going to have at least 7 players that are 92 plus in my first 11. Just think about that. 7 plus. That is like better than Barcelona, Real Madrid. You know, they have 1. Barcelona have 2 actually. I think Xabi is 90, I believe. That's not 92 though. So they have 1. Think how unbelievable these teams are going to be. But anyway, this is the future. We've got to concentrate on the present, and that game is against Tottenham. They have a lot of injuries to key players like Vertonghen and Adebayor. So it's good that they're injured for us, but they are still top of the league, just ahead of us. So they have been known to win consistently as well. So this was always going to be a really tough game. A fantastic cutting ball to Lennon. Lennon catches up to it with his pace. Lennon tries to save it, but it falls to Christian Sabalas? I don't know how to say his name. But that's how the game ended. 1-0 wins Tottenham. Disappointing result for us. We can't really afford to lose those games. But then again, there's not a lot we can do. Tottenham are a very good team, and we've always struggled against them. I think it's because they play a very similar style of football to us. Counter-attacking, pace abuse is pretty much what Tottenham play. So, it's difficult to play that game against somebody who plays it themselves because they know how to defend against it because they do it themselves. See what I mean? But our first group stage game was against Anderlecht. Now they're a very good team. This is where I got Mbakane from, I believe. And as you can see, Syriac scores to make it 1-0. But Royce puts a good ball into Caicedo. Caicedo, he's got fairly good pace actually. He has a nice good shot, but it falls to Eden Hazard. He buries it in the 30th minute. He has fairly good pace for a guy who's so strong. I mean, he's no Balotelli, but it's not bad. It's not bad at all. So I feel that he's a very good signing. He'll give it's a nice rest for Pato as well, having him in the team. But a very poor corner from Zahan in the 88th minute. But you've got to remember that when it falls to Eden Hazard on the edge of the box in the 90th minute, it is definitely going in. There's not even a question in my mind that it will miss. He's that clinical and that proficient at scoring. Fantastic strike. Goalkeeper probably should have done better with that, but then again, you know, it's Eden Hazard, so who knows how much power he got behind that. So a fantastic goal from Eden Hazard to win the game. 2-1. I think that will put us top of the group unless whoever else is in our group's won. So that's good for us. Taking a sip. So that's good for us. Aston Villa joined the wealthy elite. Now this is interesting. Aston Villa have also been bought alongside Newcastle, who haven't really spent their millions as wisely as they should have. They bought Mbakane, who's failed, and I don't think they've bought anybody else that big. They've just sort of kept hold of their money, which is a bit silly. So if Aston Villa spend their money wisely, they could join the top. They could join the elite. So here again, I'm obsessed with my youth team in this in the save. Completely obsessed because they're gonna be so good. I can't help but look at their progress and look at what they're good at and their pace and their freaking composure and their shooting and oh my god, there's one guy who's got a free kick accuracy of like 97 or something. Imagine having that in your team. Oh my god, I can't wait to use them. If they actually grow to their fullest potential, it's going to be absolutely ridiculous. Like, properly ridiculous. Here I'm just sorting out my Germany team. I put Merkel instead of Cruz in because Cruz, he doesn't play as well as he does in real life. Cruz is an absolutely fantastic player in real life. He doesn't play like that in FIFA. And Merkel is better, so I put him in the team. But that's for ages away, so we don't have to concentrate on that for a very long time. What we do have to concentrate on, though, is a game against West Brom away from home at the Hawthorns, which was always going to be tough. I think we've lost to West Brom quite a few times in the past, so I didn't want that to happen. Some nice team play and a fantastic 1-2 between Royce and Pato that got through the whole defence. Royce had a nice strike, but it was saved, and then Pato got his head to it and scored to make it the 32nd minute. To make it the 32nd minute? No, to make it 1-0 in the 32nd minute. There you go, that's what I meant to say. That's what I meant to say. So Pato scoring again. He's so clinical, it's unreal. If you have a choice to sign Pato in your save, do it. Do it every day of the week, do it. Because he is just unbelievable. His finishing is OP. His goal scoring is silly. He scores like 40 goals a season. It's OP as hell. But Hazard gets past one and then puts a chipped ball over to Royce. And Royce smashes it. I thought that was on the volley when I scored it, so I was way more excited than I actually should have been. It was on the half volley. So not on the full volley, which sort of takes the goal away, but it's still a good goal. It's just not as good as it could have been. It does take a bounce before he hits it. So that's 2-0 in the 75th minute. So that means that we've pretty much got this game secured. But just to make sure, Royce finds some space for himself to run into and then smashes it against the goalkeeper. And then guess who's there? But Alexandre Pato. Of course he is. He's always there. He's a poacher. He's a clinical finisher. Absolutely fantastic goal. Well, no, it actually wasn't a fantastic goal, but absolutely fantastic to see him scoring, really, to make it 3-0 in the 75th minute. And that's how the game ended. So a 3-0 win against West Brom is a good result. It's a very, very good result. I'm happy with that result. Alexandre Pato getting a 9.8. OP! But that's the end of this episode, guys. So if you enjoyed this episode 50, please do leave a like and subscribe. And I'll see you for the next episode. Goodbye!